In this module, we're going to talk about some of the things you need to watch out for and what you need to know as far as compliance on Google goes. In my opinion, compliance on YouTube is fairly easy. It's not without headaches sometimes, but compared to Facebook, it is much, much easier at this time. I know things are always changing, but even over the last couple of years for me, YouTube's actually been the easiest compliance wise. And one of the biggest factors in that is that I find that Google does not shut down accounts all willy-nilly like Facebook will. Like if Facebook doesn't like an ad or maybe their bots are scanning for something and they don't like it and they shut your account down, so people are always just trying to get their accounts back. You hear talk of that a lot. Now, Google, they will disapprove ads, but I really don't have any fear of ad content getting an account shut down. Um, the only thing I've seen in my experience that gets accounts shut down is and this happened to me a long time ago, the disapproval reason of circumventing systems. And what that is when they think you're just trying to do something fraudulent, like maybe get a lander approved and sent to a non-compliant landing page. They think you're intentionally trying to do something black hat and trick reviewers or something like that. So that's the one you got to watch out for. I definitely recommend do not do anything black hat. Um, but at the same time on Google, I don't find that you have to be all nervous about putting content out there that they don't like and then just shutting your account down. So you can not have to deal with that constant fear of losing your entire ad account. Um, so some things to look out for. One of the things I think they scan the most heavily is the first page in your funnel that you send people to, right? We typically like to have very, very short pages that we send people to, and that just keeps it simple for us because the less that's on the page, the less for them to disapprove. We've had things on our pages, let's say, um, there could be something in a disclaimer like that might mention about trading or Forex. Google finds the word Forex, they automatically disapprove it, right? So, and we found this out through calling Google. So we like to send them to short pages. And another reason for that is I believe that you can tell someone everything they need to know in a video, and then just send them to a short page, right? Because why do you need to send them to a massively long sales letter or something like that when they're watching videos and you could include everything you basically need to sell people to either opt in or buy your product in the video, so you don't have to send them to a long page. So uh, I will say again that they scan landers, right? For That's one of the biggest things they look at for compliance. Um, so what we would do a lot of times is put stuff, you know, if it was more questionable about compliance, we may have it in the video, but not necessarily on the lander. That being said, I notice really in the last few weeks even they tend to be scanning the videos more. I don't know if they're using bots to do that because they do automatically they can create subtitles automatically that are pretty accurate. So they're probably scanning for keywords and stuff in videos. But you never know until you try. And then if you get a disapproval, you're either going to want to call Google, which I encourage. My team and I used to call Google like every other day and get a lot of disapprovals overturned. So you can kind of, commit resources to that process, and you'll find out a lot from, calling them that they'll tell you specifically. They've just told us stuff that we never would have guessed, like, oh, you just need to add a disclaimer here on the page, or something that they can't just do through the automated process, right? Or, if you kind of know that your ad was maybe doing something uncompliant, it's very clear to you, you just have to change it, right? Either change whatever's on your lander or in your ad and resubmit it. And after a while, especially if you work in the same niche, you'll kind of start to get used to um, what's compliant and what's not. And now, more recently, they've also made it to where you can appeal ads. In the dashboard, you'll see a policy manager, and a lot of times it'll give you a chance to appeal. Um, but we like to actually talk to people. And the tone that I take with people, the people at Google, is I just, if I'm calling something into question, I just go ahead and presuppose that um, it's incorrect because a lot of times it is. We've had ads disapproved for weird reasons, like it'll say, birth control, and our ad has nothing to do with that. So I might, contact support and say, hey, we get a lot of weird disapprovals from you guys on stuff that our ads a lot of times have nothing to do with like birth control. So can you take a look at this ad? I think you guys maybe the bots or scanners got it wrong. Could you take a look at this? I'll just tell them why I think it should be compliant, and a lot of times they will overturn it. That being said, I can make no guarantees because I don't know what's going on at Google. They're probably always changing policies, but that's just kind of the approach I take. But the overall takeaway is that, um, you just don't have to walk on eggshells. They're a little more reasonable to deal with. And a lot of times it's just going to be this back and forth process of either you changing your ads, your landers, or asking them to go ahead and manually approve something, which often they will.